Hey, Tony, draft time. We've got picks in already.
Yep, pretty amazing. It's
Who?
NFL draft night.
Well, let's get into it and talk about it.
Why not, Corey?
Okay, so NFL draft upon us as we're filming this. It's round one. I feel like we did this last year. We were doing an episode during round one.
I think we did it live at the draft too.
Probably did.
Why didn't we go to Green Bay this year?
Packers pick yet?
The Packers took their first round pick as Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas.
Why are you talking to the mic?
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
And why don't I just
Ooh,
grab
wow.
Corey? Why don't I just grab the mic?
Jeez.
So Corey,
Okay.
you know what? This works perfect because now nobody will hear you on the show.
Oh, you think the ratings will go up?
They might. So Matthew Golden, wide receiver, Texas, 5'11", 191 pounds. I don't know, I'm like you, Corey. Like, I got home from work today at like 7. So, I don't get a ton of time either. So I don't know much about this kid, but
This kid, right?
played for Texas. Yes. So he played on an offensive juggernaut. You know what I mean? Really, well coached offensive, like NFL type offense. I think, sorry, Corey.
No,
I'm kind of hogging the mic.
I think it's great. You're excited. Your Packers.
Yeah.
Is this somebody that you think the Packers needed, like a wide receiver?
Yes, there was
Why?
talk about because, Jordan Love has.
I thought he had a bunch of dudes. Like they were always the guys that. And I'm cutting you off. I'm sorry, but
It's okay, buddy.
like when we were doing fantasy, the Packers wide receivers were always being talked about as picking it up as like maybe a wide receiver 3 or something like that. So I thought they were kind of loaded, but maybe because of the injuries, it always seemed like there were a bunch of guys
Yeah,
injured.
their speedster, he gets hurt. They just need a superstar wide receiver. So, you take number 1 pick as a receiver from Texas, and well coached team. Texas made it far, right? In the playoffs, and their head coach, who's the OC, is like an NFL type guy, like coach. So
Okay.
he played in a pretty pro offense, and he put up a lot of numbers. In Texas, they don't play chumps. You know what I mean? So, yeah, good for the Packers. Who did the Dolphins pick?
They got a big nose tackle, defensive tackle from Michigan. He was like 330 something pounds.
Love that,
Just
Corey.
a big butterball to take up space there. And
Do you like that pick?
I guess so. I don't know. I've always just felt like the Dolphins need to get some really good offensive linemen. Maybe there was more of a need on the defensive front to pair somebody up with Zach Sealer. And so, him, if they run like 4 up front, then, they've got pretty young edge rushers. Zach Sealer in there. He does very well for them. So yeah, maybe they just wanted to shore up the defensive side of the ball there. So I always feel like our wide receiver core is pretty loaded. But I feel like now we got to start looking at defensive backs, because if they trade, there's talk of trading Jalen Ramsey, and if Ramsey goes, then we've got to fill some stuff up, because we also lost guys in free agency. So
Okay.
I think it's defensive side of the ball, maybe. Yeah.
Okay, buddy, listen.
Did I bogart the mic from you?
You and my buddy Morgan are the only people that are Dolphins fans. Like, I used to be a Dolphins fan, but since Marino's been gone, I'm not really. So you went so far into depth, right? You went so far into
I did. Okay.
And so
what do you got?
I'm just saying we need to move on. So Corey, here's what I will tell you that's really cool about your buddy Kenneth Grant from Michigan, 6'4", 331 pounds. CBS Sports, by the way, ranks that pick as a B+.
Hey, there we go.
They didn't get an A.
Well, they didn't get a C either, so
B
we'll
plus
take it.
isn't bad.
We'll take it.
And you would have taken those
what
grades
grade
in
did you
math.
get? What
You would have
grade-
taken those grades in high school anytime.
In math, yes.
Yes.
What grade did I'm curious, what grade did the Packers get
Okay.
for the wide receiver?
I'll show you in a second, Corey. But here's what I like
Oh,
as a connection with
okay.
this kid, right? He played for Michigan.
Yes.
So our good buddy
Murray.
Chat, right? So his sister lives in Gooding, Idaho, and knows the families down there really well. And the kid played tight end in high school, really offensive juggernaut. Like their high school is, I think, won state championship. His probably junior and senior
Idaho?
year. Yeah, in Idaho.
What level?
Gooding. I'm not sure what I would
That'd be like a
guess
4A or something.
3A, 4A.
Okay.
So, but really good and played at Michigan. Well,
Really?
He played. Yeah, he was a tight end at Michigan. And just a big kid with hands. Like I watched a really cool draft thing on him, and it just talked about like how he's like even like high school, he was just able to jump up for balls. There'd be 5 people in a crowd,
And he'd come down
and
with
he would just jump in a crowd and get it because he was big, tall, thick kid. You know what I mean? It's kind of like basketball at that point.
So did he play with the guy that the Dolphins?
Yes, they
Drafted.
were teammates, buddy.
Oh.
So,
Has he
yeah.
been picked up yet? Is he a first round kind of guy or no?
He got drafted first round by Chicago.
Holston Loveland. There it is.
Tight end, Michigan.
And they got an
6'.
A grade. They're
Dude.
one of the only ones that got an A grade for that pick.
Dude, he's 6'6" and 248 pounds.
So just a little bit bigger than you.
A little
Barely.
bit. Yeah, but good
Okay.
for him, man.
Wow,
Super
that's
fun.
awesome.
I mean,
Top 10 pick. Let's
it's going
go
to be,
Idaho.
Bears are in the Packers division, so it's going to be hard to cheer for the Bears.
but you
But
can
it'll
cheer
be
for
fun.
him.
Oh, I can
Watch
cheer for
him.
him. I'll
Yeah.
cheer for him for sure.
I don't know who I don't know who's in their tight end room, I have no idea. Maybe he's a go-to guy right away.
I think he is.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Wow. Cool
Yep.
story.
fun.
Good job, buddy.
I know. So, Corey, what do you bring to the table?
As far as the show?
Yeah.
Or just in general, like me as a friend for life kind of thing.
Yeah,
What do
I
I
mean,
bring to the table? You're
yes.
supposed to tell me.
No,
You're
I am.
asking like you're interviewing me to be your
Well,
friend.
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, it's a simple question. So,
I would hope to bring life experiences, fun, and stories to share with others.
geez, nice work.
How about that? You like that one?
That's inspiring, buddy.
This is off the top of my head. I don't know.
Okay.
And stories to be created with you.
Oh,
How about
sweet.
that?
I like your style.
Are we going to continue this? Or
think so.
Like we're okay?
No, I think we're fine.
What do you bring to the table? I know the answer to some
You know
of
what,
this.
Corey? Just genuine love for
That's
my brother,
not what I thought you'd
for
say.
my brother, man. Come on. What else would I say?
I'll answer.
Go ahead.
I'll answer my question. You bring lots of laughter, fun, and enjoyment to just life events and experiences.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet, baby.
See, you could have said something nice like that to me.
I tried. I ran it through my AI thing, and that's the best that came out.
You have to go to Google to search for nice things to say about me?
You thought I was like looking at the draft, but I was on AI and I was saying, say some stuff
you go.
about
There's gotta be something
Corey.
good.
I need something really good about Corey. And that's what it did.
And that was it.
Heck of a human.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Are you
Heck
still
of a
talking?
human.
Are you talking about me or yourself? What you bring to the table?
Well, I'm answering the question you asked me for sure. Good guy. Known him for a long time. Have cool history with. No, dude, I love you like a brother. Quit messing around.
Okay.
I was just joking around with you.
That's real. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're on to next, Corey. So want to do some I'm mad?
Let's save that for after. Let's go beyond the trailhead first. What do you say?
No, I don't think so, Corey. When I'm mad.
You're mad now.
What, you just told me that I get to skip when I'm mad?
We just went from really happy stuff to I'm mad. We can do it. Let's go into I'm mad.
Okay.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
All right. So here you go. Let her rip.
Corey, I am mad, right? Like the
Tell
Blue
us about
Jays.
it.
frickin', they started out kind of 500 par, whatever, won a few games.
And they were
And
running
then,
second in the AL.
Yeah, they got up
East,
to second
right?
within a couple games
Then
in
they
New
met the
York,
Mariners.
whatever. Oh, we can't talk about that.
Oh.
It's terrible.
Well, I'm only happy now, but at the end of the season, I will be talking about. I'm mad about them.
Yeah.
So, and you'll be happy because
I
you're
get
good.
it.
Yeah. So
Well,
go ahead.
and since the Mariners game, and I mean, it wasn't like they were winning and putting up a lot of offense. They were winning low-scoring games, and they were eking them out. And you know what I mean? Everybody was like, "Frick, yeah, we love these Blue Jays," and they're winning. But frick, when we played Seattle, and we just finished, we got swept by Houston.
I needed you guys to pull those
You know
out.
what I mean? Like it was bad. So frick. But I still think, this is what the podcast guys say is, they're Bichette, they're you know what I mean?
You got Vladdy Daddy.
Vladdy, they just aren't hitting for power, and we're not getting a series of hits at crucial times. They'll get the bases loaded and then strike out and
Leave them on the pond, huh?
So we'll see what happens. So I'm mad, Corey, like really mad. I can barely talk about this right now. I'm so mad.
Really?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Let me ask you this. Do you think now is a good time for them not to be doing so well because now there's playoff hockey? Does it shift focus for a lot of Canadians when there's hockey playoffs and then they're like, okay, the Blue Jays, we'll get back to them later because they'll still be playing kind of thing, right? Like hockey is like right now, Maple Leafs,
Dude.
Winnipeg.
I don't disagree with you.
But
Toronto's a cool town. Like there's been a lot of fans that like those Mariners games were well attended.
Yeah.
And there was, Maple Leafs hockey going on. They're 2-0. They're up 2 games.
Yeah.
Right now. I've watched some bits and pieces of it. It's been super
They're
fun.
putting it together.
Just putting goals together. They're very high offense. Potent, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Edmonton with the Kings. Like,
Dude,
whoa.
They were down by 3-4 goals, tie it up, goes to overtime, and then LA wins. That was game 1.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep.
And then they just got hammered the other day.
Yeah, and you like seeing Edmonton go down.
I do.
Because you're a Calgary boy.
It's fun to see them lose.
Yep.
Yep. You don't like, you can't cheer for your rival, buddy.
I understand.
Yeah.
All right. So
Okay.
you done with being mad? Are you okay now or no?
You know
Still
what?
upset?
I think it
mean,
was-
it's a long season.
Corey, I
Right?
think
You got
it
your
was-
Blue Jays on?
Yeah, I got it on. I think it was very therapeutic, Corey, for me to just kind of
Let
talk
it
to you about it.
Okay.
And so I'm not mad anymore. You know what I mean? You're like Sigmund Freud.
I'm
Okay.
trying to think of something I might be mad about.
I must not be mad, Corey. You don't
Well,
sound mad.
I mean, I was mad at something yesterday, but I mean, I can't. I mean, I could talk about it because I won't do names. I won't do team names or anything like that. But we played somebody.
I don't think you should talk about it, Corey.
Coach made me upset.
jeez.
Here's what I'm upset
Did
about.
you throw your racket?
I didn't have a racket. Did I throw my clipboard? Maybe.
You threw your
The
clipboard?
coaching clipboard. I threw it shoved it in there. I was mad.
Really? Shoved it in
Yes, in the backpack. I take a backpack with me and stuff,
Okay.
And so, yeah, I was upset because this guy schedules a match with us, and usually when we schedule matches, we schedule them for both varsity and JV, right? Mm-hmm. And this one being at our place, he was supposed to bring both the varsity and the JV team. And I let him pick the dates. I'm like, here's what we have open. So he picks them. And then we start playing, and we're thinking like his JV team's going to come. All my JV players are there, ready to go, right? And
So he didn't get off the bus and like go shake your hand and say, "Hey, man, we got like." You guys don't do that?
Let's just say this team is close enough where they didn't need to take a bus. Okay? So we'll just leave it at that. But that narrows down a lot of teams. But
Put it out there, Corey.
But he said, "No, my JVs are back over, across town playing Clark Fork." And I'm sitting there thinking, like, why would you double book like matches? Like, why would you do that? Or why would you just
You were
like if you're just going
don't
to bring
you usually just play varsity JV again?
And that's it.
That's how everybody does it.
right? So at least give me the courtesy and tell me that you're not bringing your JV people. Then I can let my JV people know and their parents. And
That's
so
terrible.
you got parents that, are juggling around their schedule so they can be at the match for their kids, and those kids have siblings and
It's not
stuff.
respectful.
So they're exactly.
What was he, a young guy?
That's exactly what I said.
Was
No.
he a young guy?
No.
Older guy?
It's probably your age. I mean, pretty old.
45?
No, a little higher. But
It's rude.
But yes, it is rude, and that's exactly what I said. It's very disrespectful.
You were rude to me just now.
Okay.
Yes.
But, parents they adjust their schedules, take time out of their day to try to be there for their kids, and then they don't do it, and he messed it up. What am I looking at here? You're showing me something.
Look at the Packers guy. What's his rating?
He got an A. They got an A.
See, I told you.
The Packers got an A for drafting the Texas wide receiver. So now you're not so mad, right?
Hey, I got another cool draft thing. Are you done being mad?
Yes. Okay. Let's go. Let's go back to your draft thing.
Are you
Go
sure?
ahead.
If
Yes.
you're not done being mad.
I'm done. No, thank you.
You're done?
Like you
Okay.
said, very therapeutic. We beat them 10-2. So I'm good.
Yeah, frick.
All right.
Hallelujah. Now, can I talk about this?
Go ahead.
So, another cool pick is the running back from Boise State,
Yes.
Ashton Giante.
Yes.
And he
To
got
the Raiders.
drafted. To the Raiders, dude. And number 6. Really high.
As he should be, because I don't know. I mean, everybody has their things, but I think he should have gotten the Heisman.
Yeah, I think
I think
I
he
kind of
should've.
agree with you. I mean, it would have
He's
been
up there pulling Barry Sanders numbers.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
That's
when have
pretty
we seen that?
Who talks about that? In what year do you talk about that?
Right. So, good for him. I mean, the Raiders are going to be pretty interesting looking this year, I think.
I agree.
Made a bunch of moves, new head coach. Pete Carroll just brings a good vibe to a team that
It's
maybe
gonna be
didn't
fun to
have a
watch.
good one.
He might have just, started a whole new Seattle Seahawks in Las Vegas. Just
Kind
the way
of.
you start that Seahawks, team.
One of the oldest coaches in the NFL, and he knows how to change franchises.
Dude,
and
Russell
the way,
Wilson.
and their outlook on
Russell
things,
Wilson, came out of Wisconsin, and it wasn't
Uh-huh.
like he was like ranked super high. I mean, he was good. I watched him in college, and I knew right away. I thought he's a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah.
So he was a good quarterback. What was it that Marshawn Lynch would throw out after he scored touchdowns? Do you remember? He'd throw something candy or some crazy stuff.
He was a big
out.
Skittles guy.
Skittles.
Yep.
Okay, fans would throw Skittles on the.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think for like
Do you
Giante.
know what that is about? The Skittle thing?
No.
His mom would always give him Skittles because he'd be nervous for his games when he was like, a little guy. And so she'd always give him Skittles, and those were like his power pellets.
Calmed him down. Eh?
Power pellets is what it was. And so that's why he's a big Skittles guy, right? And then he just carried that on throughout the rest of his career. Power.
And fans would throw it when he scored a touchdown.
Yep, boom.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I think for, Giante, they should start something in Vegas for
Like
that.
Milk Duds or something?
What?
I don't know.
He's from Boise
Good.
State.
How about Good and Plenty's?
Dude, they could throw like donkey teeth out on the
What?
donkey teeth because
What are
he's from
Is that
Boise.
a candy?
He's from Boise State.
That's the closest thing to a Bronco is donkey teeth.
You got to get donkey teeth.
Some of our U
Throw
of
'em
I
on
fans will love that. Yes,
I
throw some
think
donkey
so.
teeth.
I think so. Why not?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, you want to go beyond the trailhead?
I think we should.
Okay, so for this episode's Beyond the Trailhead, I thought it'd be cool to bring out some bear spray, something that you you have a little more experience with than I do. But I thought maybe, I just
Can I try this thing? Corey?
you can grab it. I got it in the sleeve. No, don't. You don't want that up down here. Tony was taking it from me and trying to fire the trigger with the bear spray.
Okay.
This is the UDAP bear spray, and I think I got this. I I used to have an older one, but I got new ones this last summer. Mm-hmm. And this is you can get these in like a 2-pack at Costco.
How much?
I think it's like $40 to $50,
okay,
which isn't too bad. I think it ends up being like
for a 2-pack,
$10 cheaper if you get 2 or something like that. I think they have a couple different kinds.
When's the last time you carried that around? Like when you went to Walmart?
This one I carried around. No, you're packing in Walmart with some bear spray.
Maybe.
I mean, sometimes it seems like half the people there are actually carrying open carry.
Well, why not,
stuff.
dude? This is Idaho. What are you talking about?
Well, honestly, the last time I carried this was last summer when I was hiking in the Tetons with Kobe. So last August is when yep. So, but before that, I had an old one, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out there. I don't feel comfortable about this. If anything goes down, I want to have stuff that's new and not expired.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go out front and I'm gonna fire this thing off, the old one. I'm gonna fire it off and just spray so I can see the distance and get it. It's like why have anything that you're going to maybe need to use and you've never used it before.
For sure.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get this out, and I fire it in, and I'm like upwind, right? Because I don't want this stuff blowing on me.
Oh, geez.
So I fire it out down the road, out in front of the house. My dad and my son are watching. Is this
going to switch into I'm mad?
No, it could have. But somehow, so I fire it off, and they're watching, and somehow the air kind of is swirling, and it somehow comes back, and parts of it, just a little bit, like I feel it in my eyes, and it's just stinging. I'm like, oh my God! But I like can't see, and I'm turning my head, and I stop spraying it. They're just laughing. They're laughing. They think it's hilarious.
I bet.
And so I was done, and I was like, okay. I don't know. I just thought it'd be fun for you to actually share your stories are way better than mine with your run-ins with bear spray that you had, because I feel like you
ran
had
into
2 stories.
A bear, so I was a little wigged out after mountain biking Canfield and having a cub run across the trail, and then Mama Bear coming out at me, which was like from the movies, because she stood up and she walked and did this weird sniffing thing. And when she stood up, she was bigger than me. We could start
calling you Grizzly Adams.
You could. But I didn't wrestle this bear. I crapped my pants with this bear. I was really close to being mauled. Like something, maybe I wouldn't have died. I hope I wouldn't have died, but it wouldn't have been good.
We don't want to think about it.
We don't want to think about it. Wouldn't have been good. So long story short, after that, I started riding with,
Did you have a can of spray like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So I'd strap it to my frame of the bike, did all kinds of crazy stuff with it.
Yeah.
But, so one time I'm riding up Canfield, and I think I just set my bike down, and it must have hit a pebble. And dude, some of this wall, it's not,
it punctured the can?
Punctured the can, but I didn't know it, and I put it back in, I just got on my bike and started pedaling again.
Right.
And
it's still secured on there. Like
I just
you didn't
started
have to touch
feeling
it.
This burn, right? Like
in your inner thigh or something.
Frick. I mean, I can't imagine that burn in your eyes. Like it would be times 20. Because the burn on your skin on your leg burnt like hell. You know what I mean?
Did
like,
it?
Bad. Oh, burnt. So frick, I was skiing with my buddy Steve Todd. You met Steve.
Yeah.
We did,
Steve.
Way back in episode 2 or 3, I think, when we had him and Fletcher down here.
That's right. Right? Back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the early days of the Dukes.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And we had Steve and Fletcher on there, and that was an awesome episode, by the way. But what were we talking about?
We were talking about you burning your leg off with bear spray.
Yeah, so Steve and I get down to the bottom, my leg's on fire, and I'm like, dude, let's go to the lake, and I'm just jumping in the lake. And even jumping in the lake and getting out, it would still burn. It took like hours for that burn to get out of my leg.
Really?
Ooh, bad. Yeah. The other one is something similar.
Yes.
And
I like this one.
Yeah, this one is same thing. The bear spray strapped to the frame of my bike started leaking, and but I didn't know it until I put my bike in the back of my truck, and I must have wiped my brow or something, and it had gotten somehow, and all of a sudden my eyes were just on fire because it had dripped from the sweat into my eyes.
Oh no.
You know what I mean? And I pulled over and I could barely get my cell phone. I called Jessica and I'm like, all I could say was 911. Like, Jess, this is 911. Like, I'm pulled over. My eyes are on fire. And I explained to her what I thought might have happened, which is the pepper spray getting in my eye. What else explanation is it going to be? And she's like, there was like a bike thing going on because there was like a bunch of cars in that farmer's barn. You know where that farmer's field is? It's like a farmer's field. He's got this older barn.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
There was some kind of bike race or something going on. And they had hoses to clean bikes off and stuff. And I ran up there.
Grab the hose from everybody.
Dude, there's some
shooting your
there's some
eyeballs.
volunteer holding the water hose because I could kind of barely see him. And I must have run up like something out of a sci-fi movie because I was like, hey. And I said, I got like pepper spray in my eyes. And he knew right away. He just started hosing my eyes. And I had to hose my eyes for a long time.
Really?
Oh, frick, long time. Like,
wow.
And then when I finally was like, okay, I still got back in a truck and then I could drive, okay. And I made it home and just, threw me in the shower and put like frickin', I don't know, some kind of soap or something like that.
You had to wash your eyes out.
Had to wash it all out. Yep.
Wow.
Yep. Pepper
So
spray.
now-
It's powerful, Corey. Like, don't.
It works. It works on Tony. We know that. We don't know if it works on a bear, but it definitely works on Tony.
Yeah.
So you don't strap those to your bikes anymore, I know.
Negative. Nope. I had to learn the hard way. And so, no, I do not.
So after that, do you bike with this anymore?
Nope.
No.
I have a bell, and as you know, Corey,
Yeah.
when you ride around with me, I have a speaker strapped to my back.
That's right. We've
and
talked
I
about
frickin' crank out some tunes. And I know you like my tunes.
that. I don't always like your tunes. Some of
What?
them are okay.
What do you mean? What about the one time when you crashed?
I don't know if anybody really needs to mountain bike to Chris Isaac. I don't want to fall in love.
I wanna fall in love. That was a good song.
Not
Going
for the
down the
trail. Not for the trail.
Well, you did crash because
So-
you heard that song.
So I don't know if we'll ever need to use this, but yes, I think it's good to have on hand when I go to the national parks or if I'm out, quite a ways out in the boonies. I think it's a good thing to have.
Skinny dipping?
Well, I don't know. I mean, are you gonna be skinny dipping while you're holstering this thing somewhere?
Maybe. I don't know.
Got it on your watch band while you're jumping in.
How scared are you out in the lake?
I don't
Middle
know.
of nowhere.
I don't know. I mean,
Something might get you.
sometimes those thoughts creep in. I mean, I don't know.
Might not be a bear. Could be like Bigfoot.
Could be you, and I know it works on you. So
Yeah, it does, Corey.
there you go. That's what I thought I'd bring it out because
Sample
I
it
really
sometime.
wanted you to tell your story. So I thought that was good.
It's pretty good.
So
Yep.
All right, go get yourself some bear spray if you're out and about.
Take
going
a
on
shot
those
at me.
trips out in the forest or whatever,
Why
no,
not?
I would never shoot you.
Be
with
smart.
this.
No, take a shot of it.
But I've also had this sitting, I will say this, I've also had this sitting in the passenger seat when there's been some pretty crazy drivers out there on the roads, with a little road rage or something. And I'm sitting there thinking like, dude, if this guy comes up and because my windows are down, like it's summertime or whatever, if this guy comes up, I got my bear spray right here. I'll just fire it off. Take that, dude. Get the heck away from me. Crazy guy.
Okay. Corey, you're a violent guy. Like, I think the longer I get to know you, the more I find out you're like something from like a mafia movie or
I'll
something.
just say if
you just like
if
snapping necks and
if something's gonna
cashing
go
checks.
My thing is if something's gonna go down, I'm gonna make sure it's taken care of. Like,
okay.
that's all. That's all. That's all I'll say is like something goes down. I'm gonna make sure that person goes down and they're not getting back up because I need time to get away.
I get it. I don't blame you.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that about does it for today. Good show, bud.
Okay. You
Yeah.
too, Corey. Let's check it out.
Check what out?
I don't know.
Let's check out our store. How about that? The Trailside Dukes
Yes.
store. You can check that out. You can go to the links down below in the description of the episode. You can get everything you need. You can get a Proud Duker cap if you need a ball cap. You can get some, what else? Pickleball. We've got summer coming up. You can get the pickleball set. You can get your bikini. You can get that special one. I know you like talking about the bikinis.
I don't.
Trailside Duke bikinis. You can pick like 22 different color choices.
Okay.
Yeah. Ladies like the choices. So
I guess so.
go get yourself some merch.
I guess so, Corey.
If you like what you're hearing, we appreciate having you. Make sure you like and subscribe. And hit the bell for notifications. You can get everything Trailside Dukes. And keep your sticks on the ice.
Giddy up.